The following program is sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to another week of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Mike, I can't even speak correctly. We're having a rare home show today to kick off February. I don't even know if Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow or not. My guess is he just stayed in his cave if he saw what's going on in this world, in this country. Can anybody give me an update, Defo? How are you today, and what happened on Groundhog Day?
6 more weeks of winter, my friend. Saw the shadow. I had the shadow, so I cashed the ticket on that. That was good. I was never sure which way it went, though. I mean, if he sees the shadow, does that mean winter ends sooner? Does it mean it's prolonged? So apparently it means it's prolonged. Saw the shadow, and we're stuck with a lot more cold weather. Although down here, this brief cold snap, as much as people cry and whine about it, it couldn't be any more refreshing in the long run. It's absolutely delightful out for the most part today, except for if you're walking into the wind on the walk of life. That was
Yes, walking into the wind sucks.
I haven't been outdoors. I haven't walked. I haven't gone to the gym. I am suffering from my first gout attack in 8+ years.
Oh, wow.
It flared up over the weekend. And
Big toe or where?
the big toe, the right big toe. It is flaming hot. I couldn't sleep last night. It was on the 7 to 8 on the pain scale. I am now taking all kinds of measures, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. But before we,
is the name of the thing you need.
well,
You used to have some of that. I think you actually gave me some at one point when I was struggling with the gout.
I actually looked in my medicine cabinet here, and I did find a vial of indomethacin. However,
good.
it is so far in the past that the date on the label is actually like erased. They scan these
That's
the
good.
ink on it faded. I'm guessing it was like 2019 or so.
You may want to
Uh,
get some new stuff.
So and then all right, well, it's a very complicated situation.
But why would you wait 2 days to get some relief? I mean, this stuff takes it away right away.
I have a very complicated series of health issues at this point, and I had to consult medical care. You know what? I'm going to get into this in a minute. First of all, I just want to say hi to Lubie, and for those who might hear the plaintive cries of a young Luca Lubitz, what's happening today? I hear that his mother abandoned him today. What's happening?
Didn't abandon him. I gave her the day off. It's her birthday, and it's been a very trying year. So she's deserves a free day. I have Luke in the mornings. I forgot I've never had him on the show. So we'll see how this goes. I'm riding solo, as they
Yeah,
say.
it seems like you're a little you got the bottle in his mouth, you're
Yes.
stuffing it in there
100%.
because, if you like screaming babies on your airplane rides, you're gonna love today's lunchbox, maybe. But
He's not a big screamer, as he like. If he cries, it's short lived.
yeah,
It's just not the greatest thing to do when you're doing this. But yes, the weather's been glorious. I enjoyed the weather. We had a good weekend, and I'm looking for a nice, fun week here down here in sunny, cold South Florida.
yeah, and I understand that you had a nice weekend of eating. We'll get into that in a little bit. Defo, you had a weekend of gambling, and we had the Holy Bull Stakes take place, and I hope you had the winner. Looked nearly the best, not nearly the best, much the best, right?
Nothing to do with that. Unfortunately, I was playing a pick 5, which the previous 4 races were all stone gagging chalk. So the nearly ticket ended up paying $25 for our $126 investment. So it wasn't a great thing to hit a pick 5 and lose 100, but it happens. I mean, dreadful results in the previous races.
Very chalky. I actually hit a pick 4 at the fairgrounds yesterday to get out for the weekend. So that got me back to like almost even, which these days feels like a win at this point. But you mentioning the Groundhog Day, and I'm sure all these betting markets now, and the proliferation of all these things where you could pretty much bet on anything. They probably were taking action on whether Punxsutawney Phil would see his shadow or and retreat back, and meaning 6 more weeks of winter. But you didn't see a line on it, or you did. You have like private action. Do you do that with your man Francesco? Do you take action on everything now that?
No, it's funny. I told Lubie this. We probably bet over 200 games between the two of us, which I don't pick any of them. He just sends me what I have, what he likes, and I have the other side no matter what. Points are factored in. I don't think he's getting his lines out of the Jewish Journal anymore because they seem to be within the realm of possibilities of what the actual line might be, although sometimes he sends me the picks early. In over 200 games, we ended up going into the Super Bowl exactly even. So he hit 50% of his games right on the nose out of about 200 games. Now, if I was an actual bookmaker, he would have lost 100 games. $100 a game is $10 a game. He would be down $1,000.
Right, the vig.
So it's always better to be the book. But in this case, it's a free pass because it's just even Steven, a friendly bet. And so I suffer the consequences of not being up the dime going into the Super Bowl, which I don't know which way he's going to go. He's not a big Patriot fan, so I'm assuming he's going to take the Seattle Seahawks.
You're way too kind, because I mean you're the one who's letting him pick. So
but that was always an advantage because he was like shooting threes with the Knicks at 32%. I don't think I've ever had to send the guy money. I know once in like 15 years we've been doing this, I've had to send him money. So
all right, well, even if it was just a 2% vig, at least you would have made a couple of $100.
10% juice should be the standard. There's nothing wrong with that. I haven't reminded him of it yet because we're good friends. And because he found me a place where I can stay at Keeneland every time that we want to go there, which turned out to be great. So how do I now remind him that there is some juice involved after all these years of taking his money? Because it's always better to beat a book no matter what, even at a 50-50 straight-up proposition.
This is true. So we are heading into another big week, another month already. I can't believe we're into February. And of course, we've got a whole bunch of stuff coming up, and Valentine's Day and the South Beach Wine and Food Festival. So anyway, getting back to my gout. I believe in the scientific method, Defo, right? So there's a couple of things that I'm trying to ascertain what might have triggered my first major attack in over 8 years. Now, I eat a lot all the time, and sometimes I eat, let's say, not a low-fat diet, not a gout-friendly diet, and yet, thanks to the miracles of modern medicine and exercise and all these things, that I've avoided any of these kind of flare-ups. So what has happened in the last week? And again, I woke up on Saturday feeling it, and by Saturday night, after I judged a chili contest, it was so painful that I could, no longer keep a shoe on my foot. I had to elevate and ice it. I started taking some Advil. But so there's two possibilities. Number one, the fact that I'm coming off a trip to New Orleans, followed by the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, where I was a judge of an event where I had to cram 80 bites in my mouth in 2 hours, followed by a cheesesteak competition where I was a judge on Thursday night and cramming lots of cheesy, red meat. And then following it up with finally the Jason Taylor chili cook-off contest on Saturday. Was it that triggered the gout? Or the other factor is, for the last week, I've been on a new medication that was prescribed by my dermatologist, an antifungal to treat this like fungus that was spreading on my back that was very itchy, and it doesn't respond to topical because I've had it in the past. So he prescribed this very strong antifungal medication that is very strong on the liver. And the liver, as you may know, and this is in the Mayo Clinic health segment of today's Lunchbox, the liver produces uric acid. Uric acid is what leads to gout, the formation of crystals in various joints.
Well, and this is a brand new medicine, right? Like you eat like regularly, you don't take this medicine regularly.
And it's a 2-week course of treatment that I'm supposed to complete. I'm now 8 days in, but this is the X factor where I had never, I hadn't had this medication in oral form ever. It's supposed to be very strong on your liver, so strong that I had to stop taking my cholesterol meds, my Lipitor, for 2 weeks, which I got cleared by my cardiologist that it's okay to stop it for 2 weeks while I'm on this medicine because it's so strong on the liver, it could actually cause like liver toxicity if you combine it with certain other drugs. And this brings me to my new conundrum. So the question is, was it my diet or was it the medication, or maybe it's both, right? You're struggling.
I mean, you got me fascinated here. I mean, I had a nice mapo tofu at the Dragon Tea House. I mean, I
Nice.
wanted to get into that, but
Honestly,
no, I don't know, Mike Mayo. I mean, consult a doctor. You get into this stuff. You lost me a while back.
Okay, well, Luby, if you were here, well, it does tie into some Chinese food now because I did actually make a visit to Juan's yesterday, and I saw Alex, and I was picked up some hot and sour soup, and I picked up some just plain white rice and for dinner last night. I'm taking it easy on the diet, but when I mentioned my gouty toe, Alex said, "Oh, you got to go for some acupuncture. I do it all the time." So I've made my first appointment with an acupuncturist that Alex from Wands goes to tomorrow morning. And at this point, I'm willing to try it. I don't know. Have you ever tried the Asian holistic medicine?
I thought you were going to say Asian spas.
I don't want anybody sticking needles in me. I've had something done when I had the torn Achilles. It's part of the physical therapy. Not sure how I feel about that. I'm sure it's probably good for you in the long run. I don't know what to tell you. I'd take a shot of cortisone. It would get rid of it right away and see if you can go another 8 years without another attack. That would be my approach.
Honestly.
Yeah, no, and people on the line, the chat line,
Colchicine, I think it's called, or something like
Yeah.
that. Also works.
here's the problem with the Colchicine, which is what my primary is now prescribed for me. He says I could pick it up, but that Colchicine, it basically combines. If I take that along with the antifungal, I will be dead by tomorrow morning. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
this doctor I had when I was in the hospital there a couple of years ago with a misdiagnosed osteomyelitis, which turned out to be the gout, a massive case, and I've been on a medication ever since, and never had a problem. Allopurinol is
Yes.
daily medication.
Yes.
But I'd gone years without any kind of attack, and then all of a sudden, look, they were ready to cut my toes off for some reason. By
Yeah,
mistreating an MRI, but that's the medical world today. Guy told me that Colchicine is like taking a flamethrower to the gout.
right.
If you wanted to get rid of it, that might be one way. A shot of cortisone, though, gets rid of it immediately. The minute the needle goes in there, you're fine. So
Ouch.
that might
Yeah.
be my approach. I'd rather do that than get stuck with a bunch
I'm
of.
gonna try. I'm gonna try the acupuncture needles tomorrow, but
Don't
I
be
really.
afraid. It doesn't hurt. The shot, if it's
Well,
not-
I'm not there yet because so the thing is, I actually heard from Jeff Cohen. Do you remember that name from the Neil
Yeah,
Rogers
Pizza
show?
Loft, sure.
Pizza Loft.
I
I
heard
heard from.
so whatever happened to that guy? Is that
Well,
right?
he sold Pizza Loft and he's like semi-retired now. I actually heard from somebody, like somebody posted on the Let's Eat group, that Jeff is now working 1 day a week part-time at a pizza shop out west somewhere. I don't know if it's in.
He had a good tortellini Alfredo. That was one of
Yeah.
my favorite dishes he had.
But apparently Jeff is working 1 day a week on a Fridays, and I forgot which one. Del Vecchia? I'm not sure which pizzeria, but somebody mentioned that he's there. But out of the blue, he texted me this morning because I mentioned my gouty toe on my personal Facebook page, and he said that you take that what's it called, Colchicine. He says is immediate.
Yeah.
It's like immediate relief.
Yes.
But now my conundrum is, well, if I take that, then I got to stop taking the antifungal, and then the fungus comes back, and I get itchies all over my back. It's just it's a nightmare. The other odd part, Defo, is that the other thing that might be a factor in this is when I started taking this new medication, which was last Sunday, I stopped drinking and doing all kinds of intoxicants entirely. So maybe it's just my body is in shock, and maybe I should start drinking and doing gummies again heavily. and then everything will go back into into its normal mode. It sucks getting old. I'm not having any kind of fun as I approach the big 60, and you've already crossed that threshold and beyond. But is there any advice you could give me besides walking 4 miles a day, which right now I can't even walk 4 yards?
The gout, I mean, it's also hereditary. There are a lot of reasons people get the gout. I never would have imagined. I didn't think it was necessarily associated with diet. Although when I was hospitalized, they were very serious about, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that in terms of changing diet. My diet wasn't really that bad in terms of what would trigger or ignite gout attacks. They were very infrequent at that point. This happened to be massive. I don't know. I mean, if you wanted to never have to worry about it again, there are a couple of things. There's this treatment that's like, I don't know, there's a ridiculous amount of money that you qualify for on Medicare, which you're not on yet. And this doctor was trying to encourage me to use it. And then I realized he was going to make about $300,000 if I did this. It was amazing how expensive it was, but supposedly it gets rid of it forever.
Huh.
I did start taking the allopurinol, and I haven't had any problem with it since. So
That's good.
that's an option.
I guess
if they're infrequent, you can stave them off with this stuff if you're capable of taking it, or take a shot of cortisone and get rid of it right away. You'd be done by today.
Or I could go to Holy Cross Hospital and they could chop off my foot, and that's another way to get rid of it.
Well, you know what? Once they start talking about admission, this was the weirdest attack. I don't know. I mean, and I guess I had been experiencing it prior to actually being hospitalized. And of course, when I first went to the emergency room, this young doctor, big hotshot, immediately ruled out that gout was even the most remote possibility.
Right. So it just goes to show you.
I was back in there, and they checked me in, and you actually came by. You saw what was going on. Every day it was like, we got to cut off your toe. We don't have to cut off your toe. And it turned out there was a very simple solution, total misdiagnosis. Be careful out there, people. And,
It's like when you talk to a lawyer, if you want to get 5 different opinions, talk to 5 different lawyers. It's the same thing with doctors, because even just, going around with a couple of my different doctors in the last few days about different things. And you just get completely different stories. And then I go to the internet and I come up with my own conclusions. But who the hell knows?
The first time I had it, I didn't know what the hell it was. And I actually had a sponsor who was a podiatrist, not my friend Dr. Jerry, a different guy.
Oh, there's Luca. He's making his lunchbox. Is he making his lunchbox debut? Has he been on the lunchbox?
Guilty me into doing this once, but thank God Shirley was here and I was able to hand him over to her. She's not. So yes, he's.
Oh, look at he looks he's a natural. Hello, little Luca.
Yes,
how are you today?
How he was just crying 5 seconds ago, and now there's a camera in front of him. So maybe he's been around.
Oh yeah, just give him some video games. Let him just play with that for the next 20 hours. He'll be fine. So no, I'm sure. Is Shirley going to be like one of those helicopter moms, or limit the amount of
screen stuff? No, look, I'm very active, so the goal is to keep him active. But screens are everywhere, and again, you can watch educational stuff. So no, I think when they're like no screens, it's like, okay, your kid's going to end up being a serial killer, because you literally are going to stress them out so much that they're going to run into either doing every drug known to man or doing crazy stuff. Like everything's in moderation, as we talk about.
He looks very happy in your lap, though, by the way.
Yeah, it's really annoying because I don't ever pick him up anymore, and he was losing his freaking mind. And
yeah, no, look, that's it. I say soothe him. That's fine. So getting back to your gout bout, Defo, I think one of the things that played into your foot problems was scraping it on the rocks and the corals there in the Bahamas. Remember that incident? Did you think that?
No, I don't think that had anything to do with it. That was just a straight up broken toe. That was an unfortunate incident. Look, it's hard to explain when you have one of these things that happens intermittently. It's very, very hard to explain what the hell's happening. You think you're doing fine. You could be following all of the dietary stuff and still get it. So, that one medication works for sure if you want to take a daily medication. Cristex, I think, was the name of the treatment.
Okay.
Something like that. And it was like an IV treatment that you take for several months, like once every 2 weeks. And like I said, I was amazed. The medication itself was $30,000 a bag.
Wow.
So you were getting this twice a month, 60 grand.
It's better than
no wonder this guy recommended it. How much does he get from the the drug companies to go ahead and recommend this to people. But you're thinking, okay, if it's free, what do I have to lose? But I didn't do it, and I ended up okay. But
As long as somebody else is paying, that's good. But that sounds more expensive than this pink cocaine that's now going around. Did you see this story that I guess it's on CBS, the local, that they were investigating the new drug that's become all the trendy rage in South Beach, pink cocaine? I guess.
wow.
I,
Where's that from?
I don't know.
It's like I never saw that back in the day.
What part of Colombia are they getting this from? I thought they were blowing up all those boats that had the pink cocaine on them.
I don't know. Maybe it was from the infield of Hialeah Park. All the pink flamingos are producing.
I did my share of that stuff while I was at Hialeah Park back in the day. So
I didn't watch the report, but it was one of those. Do they still even have sweeps periods on TV? Do they still have ratings? Because if it's February, I guess it's sweeps month. They were all saying pink cocaine, check it out, and it was actually bags of cocaine that looked pink. And I don't know if it's for the breast cancer awareness month or that's it.
Classic. They made it pink from.
Oh man, how did we get here? All right, so Lubie, I'm going to put you on the spot with little Luca in your lap. You had a food experience. You guys went out. Was it to celebrate a pre-birthday celebration? Tell us about it. Where did you go?
Oh, our friends, and I talked to Defo about it this morning. Our friends are Roberto and Christy at Union Kitchen and Bar. We saw them at the Grand Tasting, and we've been meaning to get there, but during the what's great about that place is, and we've done lots of shows there, and we talk about this all the time, is that they work in not only in concert well, just as husband and wife and within a restaurant, but like their skill sets make the entire experience what it is. So like to me, without Chrissy's food, it wouldn't be the same. And without Roberto doing what he does with wine, it's not like we've been a lot of places. We've traveled around the world. The way he handles wine is freaking cool. Like he has so many different kinds of wines that like, not the wine, you find that, but the actual grape is a grape you've never heard of. And he has tons of that, like from countries all over the world. So like that's become something we really enjoy when we go there, along with Chrissy's food. So when she's pregnant, to go there and her not be able to have the wine sort of sucks. And then right after, like we've just been getting our bearings. So that was one of the last things she hasn't been able to do since having Luca, was get to Union and have the full experience. So for her birthday, I figured that would be perfect time. And the weather was nice. We were outside. We brought Luca. He was wonderful.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that Luca made the visit. And you sit in that courtyard area in the back or up front?
Quiet, just in case he loses. Because we're never going to be those people. Like if my kid loses, I'm walking out of the restaurant. Like I'm not going to be the guy that's going to ruin someone else's experience. Like that's just not who we are. So even though he actually doesn't, he's very good in public. I still don't, just on the off chance, he is a baby, and it was night. So we're outside. He was wonderful. There was a bunch of people out there who didn't. When we went to leave, they're like, "Oh, we didn't realize you had a baby." I'm like, "Wow, he's the best behaved baby ever." We're like, "Yeah, I wish he was like that between 3 to 7 in the morning." But he was really good, and they just released a menu because we were there. Were we in there in fall? Like we were there, and
we were there right before they changed from summer to fall. And I got in there last time. They had the fall menu, which was great. But
I missed the fall menu. But this was, and I feel bad saying this, because everything we've had there we've enjoyed, but whatever they did, this menu drop was amazing. Like we got 4 different dishes and every dish was wonderful. And then Roberto brought out a wine from like some northern Greece, Macedonia, some no one never heard of, and had the story attached to it. He literally held Luca for like 10 minutes because his kids are a little bit older now. So it's just a really great experience. And with this weather, like you can sit outside, inside, it was a packed house. Like they do such a good job, and they're really good people. And like Christy came out later with some dessert and talked for like with Shirley about being a mom and working and this and that. And it was just a wonderful experience. It was a great way to start her birthday weekend. And I tell people who haven't been, you should definitely check it out because they do a wonderful job.
Yeah. For those who haven't been, it's on Dixie Highway in Wilton Manors, and it's a wonderful place. What were some of the items that you had that were, I guess, new to the menu?
So she is Peruvian, and we always love when she throws in her Peruvian touches, and she does that quite often. She did I had the gallina, the chicken with like, it's a creamy yellow sauce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ajillo, the yellow peppers. Yeah.
In an empanada, and that was outstanding. She did this mussels in like a sauce, and it was wonderful. She did this pasta that was really nice, and then they had this thing called beet ravioli, and I'm like,
that sounds good. Yeah.
Exactly. You act like that. My wife acts like that. And I make a face. I'm like, beet ravioli. I'm like, I want meat or something. Like, we're not doing any kind of a protein. But she's right. Whenever something like that's on a menu, that's interesting like that, there's usually a reason. So we got that. That was wonderful. Like it was like the beet was a part of the actual ravioli itself. So it had like this interesting pinkish hue. But the inside was like cheeses and different, and it was fantastic. It was
so. Let me ask: do they still have the pork chop on the menu? Because that's one of my favorite.
Pork chop, and they keep the campanelle. Those are the two people will riot that if they get rid of those two. But most of the menu, look, and we kept asking for Rex, and they gave 4 recommendations that we didn't even order. That were like, there was a venison carpaccio that sounded really interesting.
Venison carpaccio. That's something that's right up my line.
Yeah. We almost got it, but we wanted to try these 4, and now we just have to go back and try that and some of the other things. It was a really cool menu, really great experience, and I think anyone who hasn't been, or even if you have, they do a really good job at like changing things over so that it always feels fresh.
That's good. Again, they do a wonderful job there. So let's you want to take our first break, but first I want to talk a little bit about the upcoming Valentine's Day, specifically at our friends at Tropical Acres. I was communicating with Jack Studiali, the great owner of Tropical Acres, this morning. He's fresh back from Vegas, and he just had a wonderful time with his wife Terry. They went to see the Eagles at the Sphere, and he says everybody should go there at least once. I guess it's like, instead of going to Keeneland for horse players or Mecca for Muslims, everybody in the world who's into music and gambling should go to Vegas and go to the Sphere. You haven't been there in a while, have you, Defo? Vegas?
I was in Vegas in August last time. Did not get to the Sphere. It seems like that is not even the consensus. It's a unanimous decision that you must go see something there.
Yeah, he said it was brilliant. They saw 3 shows, and 2 of them at the Sphere. So I guess the Eagles were at the Sphere. He also had a gambling experience, kind of like me and you, where he won a little, gave back more, won a little, gave back more. It's the end of the week. He had a good time. But the thing with Tropical Acres is they're going to be open for Valentine's Day, which falls on a Saturday this year, Saturday, February 14th. And he reports that the 6 o'clock and 6:30 slots are completely filled for reservations. However, the rest of the day, and again, they're going to be opening at 4:30 on Valentine's Day, going all the way up to 10 o'clock. So if you want to get in, apart from the 6 o'clock hour, give them a call right now. 954-989-2500 is the way to make reservations at Tropical Acres, because they do things the old school way, which means you don't have to potchkey around on a computer and go on to any of these platforms, websites. You just give them a call. They'll take your name and your number and your desired time, and you get in there. It's going to be a great time on Valentine's Day. And let's say if you can't make it in on that Saturday night, go in on the Friday night before and have a little pre-Valentine's celebration. It's going to be a great time. Tropical Acres has been in business nearly 77 years now, since 1949. And tonight is a Monday. That means not only do you get happy hour on the bar from 4:30 to 6:30, like Monday through Friday, with the half-price drinks and all the great light bites, but then you waltz into the dining room and you can get half-price wine Monday and Tuesday, half-price wine night. Can't beat the deal. You get some great bottles, less than you'd pay at the most economical discount liquor store. So go to Tropical Acres, 2500 Griffin Road. Get in there, get you great prime rib, steaks, seafood, and more. TropicalAcres.com for more information. And also, they got the butcher shop open if you want to pick up some steaks and throw them on the grill. You don't even have to go in and eat there. You could take it home and make yourself a beautiful Tropical Acres meal. All right, let's take the first break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about more things, and we'll announce the contest winner after these words.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, for great pizzas, pastas, and Italian comfort classics, you gotta check out Camille's Pizzeria and Ristorante. It just launched a great new happy hour on weekdays, 5 to 7 p.m., featuring all kinds of drink specials, $10 light bites, and a great 3 for $20 appetizer special. It's a true mom and pop shop run by a great couple, John and Maya. He grew up in Queens, and his pizzas and signature chicken parmesan are fantastic. Takeout and delivery available. Go to Camille's ftlauderdale.com for reservations and information. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We got little Luca Lubitz making his Lunchbox debut, and the reviews are in. My sister-in-law, Tracy, says he's adorable. So, well done there, Lubie and Shirley. And happy birthday to one Shirley Reyes Lubitz. So she's out getting a massage, a pampering, all these things.
That's literally what she's doing. And I said, okay,
All right.
enjoy.
No day drinking or
Nah.
not even
That's
one
pretty
little.
responsible.
All right.
It's just a day away from their family. Her and her best friend, both new mothers. She's the godmother of Luca. She's the godmother of their child. And they've left all of us in the lurch for the day.
Yeah. So I had a hectic Saturday. Well, I was supposed to have a hectic Saturday. I thought I was maybe going to do the triple header. I didn't get any reports, but I did not make it out to Gulfstream for the tacos and tequila event. If everybody out there on the chat line did go, give me a report. But I think probably everything went well on a blustery day. Good thing to be inside on the third floor there and warm yourself up with some tequila and tacos. So I did not make it there. And then I did make it to Jason Taylor's. He has an annual chili cook-off event out at this cigar bar in Weston called Smoke on the Water. And among the judges, besides me, was one Kim Bocamper, who's always good to see, of course, local restaurateur, and Joy Taylor, who I guess been in a bit of controversy, but Jason's sister was out there. Now, did you guys work with her at one of the stops or something like that, or you just knew of her as she rose up through the local radio ranks and then made her way over to LA? And she's still living in LA. I don't know. I think she's also gotten into the podcasting game. But did you guys work with her? Anybody? No.
I never have. I think Defo may have crossed paths with her. I've known of her. I had a buddy that went to college with her. We went into similar circles, being in radio and sports radio. I've never actually met her in person or worked with her.
Defo, no comment.
I did meet her and did a couple of shows with her, believe it or not, before I had any idea that she was Jason's sister.
Oh, okay.
Just introduced to her. I was doing some kind of cockamamie show and TV show, and the guy brings different young women that were co-hosting, and one of them happened to be Joy Taylor. And this was before she really surfaced on the air anywhere, including $7.90 the ticket. And I thought, wow, this girl's very good. Who the heck is she? And then I learned later that was Jason Taylor's sister. And of course, subsequent to that, she had a meteoric rise. And so, and actually was doing some good things. It's a shame somebody gets known for controversy, because the truth was she was actually very good at doing network radio. She became very good at it. So, unfortunately, it seems like a lot of stuff got tainted, but obviously she did well enough for herself to be living a pretty good life, and we wish her nothing but the best. She was real good when she was working with me. Very briefly, we taped 3 half-hour shows in the span of an hour and a half, and they all went well.
She seemed very nice. It was a weird setup because it's an outdoor event, and usually everybody's out there milling about, drinking, smoking cigars, having chili. It's a bunch of not just professionals like restaurants and bars that take part, but also some amateur chili cooks who just come out and 14 different bites. But it was so cold and blustering. And actually, when I got out there to do the judging, the front was coming through. So it was a little bit rainy and windy, and the temperature must have dropped like 15 degrees in a matter of a half hour. And we were just like shoveling our chili and scoring as the score sheets were blowing away. It was a little bit of a challenging circumstances, but we got through it. And again, ate some good bites of chili. So thanks to all the competitors. They raised money not just for the Jason Taylor Foundation, but for another foundation that raises scholarship money. Horrible story of one of the people involved with the Smoke on the Water cigar bar, their son, or it was actually, I think, somebody that's involved in Weston with them. Their son was killed in again, it was like a mass shooting incident in Orlando, not the Pulse massacre, but just a couple of years ago. There's so many of these things. It's horrendous. But anyway, a lot of money was raised. It was good to see JT. He was not one of the judges, but he's the host and MCs. And me being me, I've known Jason from the time that he was a player. And, of course, I congratulated him on the fantastic season that the Hurricanes had, because he's the defensive line coach for the Miami Hurricanes. And congratulated him. But, under my sweater, and I was wearing kind of a sweater. So actually, I was wearing the Anthony's Runway sweater. But
nice.
Beneath my sweater, I was wearing my Florida State shirt that my daughter gave me, and I kind of trolled Jason by saying, "Yeah, well, nice season, but I'm sorry, I got to show you this." He goes,
If
"That's it,
anyone's
get
gonna
out."
troll, it'd be him. They demolished FSU. FSU is a total disaster.
I know. He said he nothing to. I said we're gonna get you
That's all I can say.
eventually. It's good to see him. He also has a poker tournament later this month, and they always invite me to that. So that's kind of my payback for doing the judging. I get a free entry into the poker tournament they have out there at the end of the month. So it's all good. But then I was supposed to go to this Junior Achievement Uncorked event, which is a wine and restaurant event up in Coconut Creek. That they have at JA World, and our friend Eddie Pizzoli was there with Eddie and Vinny's, a bunch of other places that we know and love. But I was hobbled by that point. I couldn't even put on a sandal or a sock, let alone a shoe. So I did not make it to that event. I gave my apologies to them, but I think they had a successful night as well. It's that time of year where there's just so much going on. All right, let's do the contest results. We are getting up to this week's Lunchbox 10 Palms Sunday brunch contest. We've been doing it. Gosh, I can't believe it's been almost, I think it's over 3 years that we've been doing the contest there at Gulfstream with Joe B. And this is for a complimentary brunch package for 2 great Sunday brunch there at Gulfstream Park. And the restaurant I went out to the Denver area for a place that serves Rocky Mountain oysters, which is kind of, well, bull parts, bull testicles, and in honor of the Holy Bull. The name of the restaurant was also the name of this new pickleball complex in Fort Lauderdale, which is named The Fort. So that was and a lot of people got it. They knew it. And actually, one of the entrants, our friend Stephen Eckert, actually ate at the Fort in outside Denver because he used to work for a company out there. So anyway, then we went on to the Holy Bull, and the winner was number 7, Nearly, who did not go off as the post-time favorite, which spared me because there was a couple of scratches. But Nearly was the winner, number 7, and then we had 7 people advance to the tiebreaker, which was last night's Knicks-Lakers game, which was the start of NBC's Sunday night basketball package. Now, did you watch any of that, Defo? I know it was on the same time as 60 Minutes, which you like to watch too, right?
I'm no longer as much of a passionate fan of 60 Minutes after the latest round of changes there at CBS. So I don't look as forward to it as I have my entire life. Ever since this Barry Weiss character came in there and shut a bunch of stuff down. I was watching a little of the Grammys, but I have to say, as big of a music fan as I am, I'm not familiar with many of the people that were being featured there. I do have mad respect now for Bad Bunny, and I can't wait for his Super Bowl halftime show. Really, it's true. I sort of dug that guy. I don't know anything about him other than he's the most popular guy on the planet. I don't really know that I could tell you why. I'm just going to assume that his stuff is really, really good. Billie Eilish is kind of a little bit of a reserved person. She came right out with the FT, and so I'm inclined maybe to buy a couple of her CDs or whatever. But
I never know what to do with Billie Eilish because she's one of those people that maybe it's like what you do, where I know I don't like her music, but I also know she's talented.
Yeah,
it's like weird. Like her music not for me, but I can tell that
everybody
she's
loves her. Yeah,
extremely talented.
I like a lot of her music. I liked her initial breakout hit, "Bad Guy." I don't know if you remember that one.
I know the song. My sister-in-law loves her. It just doesn't do it for me. But I also know she is talented. It's not like
I watched some of the Grammys, and again, I need a program or a scorecard now. I had no idea. I kind of recognized, that's Bruno Mars. I had no idea who was singing next to him. Lady Gaga.
My friend was panning Bruno Mars. He's he's a knowledgeable music guy, and I think Bruno Mars is great. I mean, he was saying that he needs to start doing more of his own material and not doing this knockoff stuff of like Little Richard. But I thought his performance was fine, and he still has one of the great halftime shows in Super Bowl history.
Yep.
My opinion, but I did see some of that Knicks-Lakers game. Very little. I was flipping back and forth, and Noah Eagle was doing the game, and he looks just like Ian.
Noah Eagle did the second game. That was
the Denver
West
game?
Coast
Okay,
game.
yeah.
The the Knicks Lakers game was the guy who does everything at NBC now, including I guess
Rico.
sweeps the
Tirico, they had
floors, and
Tirico.
Mike Tirico is now their lead NBA play-by-play. But the highlight for me is like I turned it on. They do a pregame show an hour beforehand, kind of like the way they do the Sunday night football. They're going to be doing Sunday night basketball and then also Sunday night baseball. And to lead off the pregame was a very familiar voice of Bob Costas, who
Oh, they had classes.
Costas introed a clip of like kind of revisiting the Knicks Lakers had a big rivalry in the early 70s. And then since then, the Knicks have gone on to win nothing since 1973. And the Lakers have gone on to win another 11 titles since then. But he did the intro of this kind of piece. And then it cut to on the floor sitting in a chair was Bob Costas.
Oh, nice.
And he basically kicked off NBC's renewal of their NBA on Sunday night package. And he goes, as I was saying in 2002, which is a very clever thing because he called all those NBA finals games when NBC had them. And Marv Albert was, well, actually he didn't call him. He was the host. And Marv Albert was their lead play-by-play announcer, the great Marv Albert. And so it was a nice touch of retro. And then he handed it off to Maria Taylor, who's now handling the pregame duties. But I didn't realize Bob Costas is now working again with NBC. Not only will be contributing to basketball, but he's going to be the host of the pregame show when they kick off Sunday night baseball later this year. So again, very soothing. You know, there's certain, I mean, you respect legendary broadcasters, Defo, since you're one of them. But, you know, when I hear Ted Koppel, when I hear Bob Costas, I just immediately get soothed of like, oh, this is what life was like when things were normal in this country, right?
Costas is a brilliant studio host. I mean, as evidenced by his very smooth work on the Olympics all those years. A lot of stuff is flying at you, and you would never know. There was helter-skelter going on behind the scenes and maybe in his earpiece. He does a marvelous job on some of these baseball games they review on MLB Network with Tom Verducci. And anytime they do it, I'm always amazed by Costas. Still has it. And I think that's a great role for him. The play-by-play, he was losing it a little bit. Which kind of hard to imagine because he was great at play-by-play, I thought, when he was doing it, right up there with anybody. But he did start to fall apart a little bit and miss some things. But as a studio host, I don't think you could find a better guy. And his enthusiasm for baseball, you can't help but appreciate it. Some people don't like him. They think he's a little bit of, self-indulgent. But I think he's brilliant. So, and of course, a fellow Cuser.
Syracuse.
Right behind me. I still remember when he played in the media basketball game and he sucked.
he's like 4'11". I mean, he's a small guy. I mean, I can't see him on a basketball court unless he's mopping the floor or something.
Yeah, no, he was chucking them out of the corner. It's like, Bob, you going to keep shooting or what? We want to try and make a good show in here.
No, but he's a brilliant broadcaster, great interviewer, great host, and I think he is not going to be contributing to this go around on the Olympics for NBC. But I hear in 2028. The games are in LA, right?
2028. I mean, you got to start thinking over under numbers
for
That's
all
4
of
years
us.
from now. I mean,
2 years.
2 years from now.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 2 years, though.
No guarantee, my friend. No guarantee.
So,
and I've always loved Costas. I literally, it's because I'm a different era. Costas, who I grew up with, people know him from baseball. I knew him for everything. Like he was my favorite football announcer. He was my favorite NBA. When I grew up, Saturdays and Sundays, NBA and NBC with the John Tesh song that people make fun of.
That Tesh song is back. They've reintroduced that song on
me
the
and my friends, we loved that song. Like that, literally, we would run inside. We play basketball, run inside, watch games. Play basketball, run inside, watch games. And it was Bob Costas was the voice of my childhood. Like he was my favorite. Even when he was dissing the Marlins that whole World Series, and you could hear him so frustrated that a wild card team was winning. I grew up loving Bob, and I actually got to meet him a couple of times, and he was a really sweet guy. Like he literally sat when he used to do the interview show on the radio. It would air on our station, and his mom was down here. So like when I was first in radio, that's a funny thing. Like when I was first in radio, I walk in and I'm like, oh my God, is that Bob Costas? And my boss knew I loved him. So he literally let me sit with him for an hour, listening to him have his show be edited in front of him.
I've had a few interactions with
Great dude, really good guy.
He seems like a class dude, and he's a consummate pro and one of the best ever. to sit behind the mic. All right, so let's tidy up this contest. The Knicks, it was funny because 7 people were alive to the game. All 7 of them picked the Knicks to win. Nobody had the Lakers winning, and it was just by varying amounts. Well, the Knicks ended up winning by 12 points, and 3 of our contestants had them winning by 10 points.
Yeah.
So then it came down to, they're good. These people are good. It came down to the ultimate tiebreaker, which was the number of points that LeBron James was going to score in what might have been his last appearance at the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. He ended up with 22 points, and it was something because of the 3 that had it at a 10-point margin, one of them had LeBron with 24. One of them had it LeBron at 20, but the winner ultimately, with LeBron having 22 points, was Michael Yared. You are this week's Lunchbox 10 Palms Sunday Brunch Contest winner. Job well done. You got it all almost right on the money.
Nice.
10 points instead of 12, 22 points instead of 23. But Michael Yared, you are this week's winner. And we're not doing runner-ups right now. We might reintroduce the runner-up thing. But meanwhile, I consider it a big win for me because how long has it been since I had one of those silly little slips of paper that I had to do? Going to that third tiebreaker is really, really been helpful because I hate nothing more than having to make out those little slips and then picking it out, all that. So job well done. All right. Let us take our second break. And before we do, let's talk about Norman Love Confections. Again, Valentine's Day right around the corner. It's really amazing how time accelerates as you get older. I said it before, Defo, and I'll say it again. Life is like it's like a box of chocolates now. Although some people would say, I say it's like, well, I'll save it for after the spot. It's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But at Norman Love Confections, you're going to get nothing but the best. High quality, beautiful, artisanal chocolates, and makes a perfect gift for your loved ones for the upcoming Valentine's Day holiday. They have 2 dessert salons where you could go in and pick out your own boxes and create, something that's either 6 pieces or 25 pieces, varying sizes, and you could just choose the flavors that you want. They have great flavors year round, and they also have specialty flavors for the Valentine's Day holiday. 10 different ones in heart-shaped, beautiful little chocolates. The 2 salons are in Delray Beach at Federal Highway and Linton Road, and then of course in Boca Raton, right behind the Town Center Mall there on St. Andrews Boulevard. I think we're going to be going in there again next week, Lubie, next Tuesday, the 10th, to get everybody geared up for Valentine's Day. And again, if you can't make it into the dessert salons, go online to normanloveconfections.com, and you can do all your shopping there. They'll ship it to you. Makes a great gift. Again, beautiful gesture. Besides flowers, which wilt, these chocolates will melt your loved one's hearts. So normanloveconfections.com. We'll see you there next Tuesday. All right, let's take the second break, and then we'll come back, and I got a couple more notes, and then we'll wrap up this edition of the Lunchbox. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Do you love Italian food? I mean, who doesn't love Italian food? Well, have I got a great new place for you, Elvis Italian Grill. It's at 4261 Griffin Road in Dania Beach, right near State Road 7 and the Hard Rock Casino. It's named for its owner, Elvis, and it has all your favorites: pizzas, pastas, veal chops, fresh fish, lunch specials, happy hour, and full bar, great wines, al fresco dining on the deck with a water view. Open for lunch and dinner every day but Monday. For reservations and information, go to elvisitaliangrill.com. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years, Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food in a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. Little Luca seems to be enjoying himself. And so just getting back to the Grammys for a second, did you see that dress, that Chapel Roan? And I don't know if you know this Chapel Roan, but I sent it to one of the group texts last night. But the dress that she was wearing, or not wearing, as the case may be, basically she was completely nude. Her boobs were completely hanging out, but the dress was like attached to her nipple, and it was quite the sight. I don't think you got to see any of that on CBS, but I was
Classic.
texting with our friend Stacy Ritter from Visit Lauderdale, the CEO. But in her private capacity, she loves being like a fashionista and doing like these critiques of especially award shows and the dresses and outfits that the stars wear. But I went on her Facebook page this morning and I didn't see any critiques of the Grammys. And I said, Stacy, what's up? I was looking forward to what you thought of Chapel Roan's dress. And basically she responded that because of crap like hers, she didn't do any critiquing. She said what Chapel wore last night is not fashion. It's a cry for help.
Yeah, this dress is something, boy. What is this?
And then,
but what is this?
But her further comment was she does have nice boobs, though. So
I'm gonna say her body's a lot better than I thought it was.
But yeah, that was a little something. So
What are you
I don't know. The world keeps spinning out of control. Did want to make mention of a couple of rest in peace. I know well, first of all, rest in peace and condolences to the family and friends for Joe Stonecrab matriarch Joanne Bass.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
if you ever met her, but her family and her son Steve Savitz runs the show there at Joe's now. But for the longest time, she was the one that was in charge of everything. She was 94 years old, and she passed over the weekend. And a lot of people in Miami and the Dade counties were, had dealings with her, and she was a true legend of the restaurant game, and also, one of the rare women who were overseeing a stone crab empire. So rest in peace to Joanne. And then also, I mentioned last week on the show briefly my friend Will Mundy, who operated Mundy's restaurant, and he had several locations of them. He kept moving. It first started off in Hollywood and then ended up in Dania Beach, right across from Dania Highline, where it's been for the last 20 years. And he retired, sold the restaurant to some friends and neighbors of his 2 years ago. And he was the youngest looking 80-year-old. I mean, Bonnie DePacio and Will Mundy, you would never know they were 80. I mean, Will, uh, unfortunately, he passed last week at age 84, but he was a guy who beat throat cancer about 10 years ago. And then every day he just would go out to the golf course. He was good friends of Danny Hertak, a friend, a name that you know well there, Defo. But Will would play golf and he'd go bet the ponies. And Mundy's became a big stop, a big place to hang out for the racetrack crowd during the Winter Gulfstream meet after the place on the beach, whose name, why does it escape me? I could see the name now. What was Las Brisas, right?
Las Brisas.
Las Brisas on Hollywood Beach used to be a big hangout. And then when Alberto and Carlos sold, all of the racetrackers made their way to Mundy's, and Bill Mott and jockeys all would hang out there during the winter months. And the walls were covered with the winners' circle photos. Will was a big race fan. They actually named one of his friends named a horse after him, Meet Me at Mundy's, who's still running up at Parks. He's an older horse now. But Will Mundy, he is very tragic. He just was really doing well, and it beat cancer 10 years ago. But then all of a sudden he got just wasn't feeling well, and he went in for some blood work, and it showed that he had leukemia, and passed a few weeks later. So again, condolences to his friends and family. I kind of wrote up an obit on the Let's Eat group yesterday, and it was heartening to see the reaction. A lot of comments and a lot of people who knew Will and his wife Joyce and his family, and through the years went to Mundy's. Really good, one of those cozy neighborhood Italian joints that as soon as you stepped in, you felt like family. So again, condolences to his friends and family. All right, Lubie, do you know what we got on tap the rest of the week? I do.
Tomorrow we're all at Blue Collar. We love our guy Danny, surfer, Blue Collar, Miami. Wednesday, make a return to Batch.
Yes,
Kevin and our friends at Batch promote some of these great big game specials. A really cool place to eat at or grab some stuff for the big game this upcoming Sunday, finally. And then Thursday, we're back at Shenanigans. I mean, if we're going to have a big sporting event over the weekend, how do we not get the party going with some Shenanigans fun?
We'll do a big game. I'm going to say it, Super Bowl preview with Pat Utter at Shenanigans. But in terms of Batch, it's going to be fun getting back together with Kevin. It's been a while. We'll be at the Fort Lauderdale location, but all three Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap locations will be they'll be offering these kind of catering takeout specials for the big game on Sunday, and you just basically go online and make your order. And he's got to have things like fried chicken without the waffles, just fried chicken, and also brisket and pulled pork and slider kits that you could assemble your own sliders, ribs, all those things. Defo, do you have any plans for the big game? Do you know where you're going to be watching or what you're going to be eating?
Nothing yet. I'm hoping to get invited to a really good party.
Everybody.
Aren't we all? Yeah.
Thrown my share in my lifetime. I've been invited to any number of casino happenings, which were always great. Really enjoyed the one when Kansas City played Philadelphia, and I was in Atlantic City, and everybody had Philadelphia because of its proximity there. I had the Chiefs. They come back in the second half. I was the only guy cashing, and I already downed a bunch of barbecue and cheesesteaks provided by Harris in Atlantic City. That was great. But no, it'd be nice to just get like a good invite somewhere where I didn't have to do much. Maybe bring a bottle of wine and take it all in because I think it's going to be a decent game.
Well, there'll be plenty of options out there, including Shenanigans. One option, though, no D's Sports Bar because they're booked for a private event. So have to go check out some other places. But Batch is going to be a good place to pick up stuff, and we'll have more details on that Wednesday's show with Kevin as to how you go about ordering. But it looks like some good stuff. I was able to sample some of it last week. It all tasted excellent, especially that fried chicken. Because getting the fried chicken and not having to get the waffles for a brunch package. I mean, the waffles are fine, but
Good waffles. I like fried chicken. I don't really.
I don't need any of the side stuff. I just give me some good fried chicken. But also they have mac and cheese and all kinds of other great things. All right, that's going to do it for today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, enjoy every sandwich.
What next is the question?